All right, welcome back. This is 7.2. This is just finishing some problems because that video was getting a little bit long. So just want to break it into chunks a little bit. So the first ones were all like about word problems. Now these next ones are just kind of going to be like, hey, here's some problems, solve for X. So when I do these, I'm going to set these up and I'm just going to make, again, I'm going to make ratios and cross multiply. So when we do this, you're comparing parts across from each other. That's a quick way to do it. So I'm going to compare the 5 with the 8 because these are parallel lines. Their parts are cut proportionally. So if I do left to right, I'm going to repeat it again and do 12 to X. Once you got that, cross multiply. 8 times 12. I think that's what, 96 divided by 5. And you get 19.2 for the X. All right, on the next one, same kind of thing. We're going to compare parts across from each other. So I compare my 5 with the X. Now, I would compare parts across from each other. 9 with the... Wait, what? There's nothing there. All right, but I do have this thing of like saying all the way top to bottom here is 18. Well, okay, so let's do the same thing over here. How much is top to bottom there? Well, I do 9 plus 5. And get 14. So if the small parts aren't playing nicely, like you're missing information, check to see if you can compare a bigger part. Now I can compare the small parts as long as they're across from each other. That's not a problem. So 5 and X, 9, I don't know. So I'm going to do the 14 with the 18. So once that happens, cross multiply, 14x equals 90 divided by 14. X is approximately 6.4. And it happens. Sometimes that decimal is a little bit yucky, so 10th is fine. Not having to write down that whole decimal is okay. No problem. All right, here's another one where I'm going to do some solving, but this time I don't have sides to compare. I have angles to compare. Well, when we went back to kind of going back to this first problem up here with the angles, triangles have the same angle. You know, they are going to add up to 180 every time. Now, the idea that these are equal means the lines are parallel, which means I can move numbers up. I have back to probably about first semester, beginning of second semester, I have angles that are corresponding, so they're the same. 56 can move up here. All right, and then now, once you have that, this thing adds up to 180. Straight angle here, so 180 minus 56 is going to give me what I need. So that's going to make 124. All right, if it was asking you for this top one, well, once you have these two numbers here, it was just a different thing it's asking for. If we were to ask you to fill it in, this top angle here would be 180 minus 62 minus 56. So we get 62 again here. And so you can just fill in whole bunches of different angles, I guess, 3 different ones. Okay. Now, on this one, I'm not going side to side again. Look, I have 8 and 12, 8 and 12. They're already filled in. I have these lines kind of going, you know, in the parallel ones. Now, when this happens, this is referred to as a midline. I cut the left side in the middle, it cut right side in the middle. So it's going through the middle on both sides there. what happens is that this middle line is half of what the top, its comparison is, like the top of it. So, or the top is double what that one should be. So, in order to solve it, I doubled this one up. I doubled the middle one up. I say 2 of those is going to equal the other one. And we do some distributing. 2x plus 12 equals 4x minus 12. I'm going to add 12 over. I get 2x plus 24 is equal to 4x. I subtract my x's over. Ironically enough, x is 12. I guess I'm stuck on some numbers today, huh? It's not always going to be the same, so don't think it's one of the side values. So just go through. So if this, and also something like this, if this was 8 and I asked you for the top one, you would just double this one and get 16. So 2 times that. If it gave you this top one was 10, you'd split it in half and get 5. All right, here, last couple too. This kind of goes back to that first example with the triangles. Our triangle RAI is similar to triangle EYN. So what's the length of this one? That's the only one you're looking for. All right, well, let's figure out what we got here. RA, because it's first 2, compares with EY. Well, next 2 would be AI, and then YN. And then first and last is RI and EN. All right, let's figure out where we have numbers. RA, blank, EY, blank, blank and blank. So that doesn't help us at all. I got rid of it. All right, let's see. AI here is 22. Compares with YN, that is 40. Okay, we got those two. RI is 32, and EN is what I'm trying to find out. Okay, great. We got some numbers here. Let's cross multiply. All right, so 22 times x. And then 40 times 32. 22x equals 1,280. Divide by 22 is about 58.2. Okay, and that's EN, so that's what I'm looking for. 58.2. All right. And the last one here, you've seen this, we're going side to side, just like some of the other ones. So I'm going to compare those right to left, and I'm going to compare right to left. Now, just kidding, left to right and left to right. If you want to do right to left, you are welcome to. That's not a problem. X over 26 and 24 over 18, and just cross multiply. Okay, so cross multiply 24 and 26. I got 624 divided by 18. Again, you get a decimal, and that's okay. I got 34.67, or just let's say 34.7. All right, so that's, let's say 34.7 is my x. Now the last thing here is, though, I got the missing piece, but actually one of the parts is asking me how much is the total. So get the part and then add them up, and you would get 58.7. All right, so add up those two to get A to C. All right, let me know if there's questions. Thanks, bye.